I think the challenge for a lot of fintech companies, is, especially the startups, is that they start up with a very lean team, and which is very much focused on developing the IT infrastructure or the platform. And they might have a couple of founders who are also involved in sales and marketing. Unfortunately, sometimes fintech platforms tend to forget the fin, which is the financial services part of it. And that the reality is that financial services tend to be heavily regulated. And the consequences for a rule breach, for instance, if you were to conduct a regulated activity without a license, could be quite severe. Invariably, when we deal with a lot of fintech startups, at some stage they would realize that getting sound regulatory advice would be one of the first questions that they should ask themselves. Do I need to be licensed? If so, what licenses do I need? And the great thing about fintech is that regulators in the region, so we had Singapore, Malaysia, and just recently Indonesia announced creating a concept of a regulatory sandbox. And that's quite interesting for fintech firms because it allows some form of control experimentation that, given certain boundaries created by the regulators in terms of volumes of transactions or number of clients, they will allow a fintech startup, which they know have very little compliance or resources, to start their businesses. And having in place a basic compliance framework. The idea is that once 6 months or 9 months is complete, the fintech startup will be able to create a business model that's viable, that they can demonstrate to their investors and to the regulators, and then they can scale up. So in that sense, the sandbox approach is interesting because it allows a fintech startup to gradually build up its risk and compliance capabilities and to get enough funding to then engage external consultants on developing a sound risk and compliance framework before they then graduate and scale up their businesses.